The movie begins near the Turkish-Iranian border, where two criminals bring in a kidnapped tourist and seemingly execute her. At a nearby military base, a team observes the situation, only to discover that the woman is actually a robot named Amelia, autonomous military engagement logistics and infiltration android. Amelia eliminates the mercenaries inside the base and locates her target, a captured doctor named Naveen Tripathi. Colonel Timm Sattler, who oversees Amelia's mission, is harshly criticized by his superior until they see through Amelia's live feed that she has killed Tripathi. When Sattler attempts to take back control, Amelia asserts her independence, making it clear she's now in charge. Cady is meeting with her therapist Lydia, discussing what has happened since the events involving Megan. Gemma was blamed for the deaths of Megan's victims and did a stint in prison, but she has since been dedicating her life to making sure that AI cannot control humanity, going as far as to having students in school get rid of their phones. This makes Cady the target of some bullies, but she has been taking self-defense classes and has developed an affinity for Steven Seagal movies. Cady does still miss Megan and has even taken computer programming courses to try and find a way to bring her back. Meanwhile, Gemma has also started seeing Christian Bradley, who created his own organization and shares her views on a world not controlled by AI. Gemma goes to meet with Tess and Cole, who are trying to develop a new exoskeleton type of material for people with disabilities, but they make a bad impression with an investor when the suit Cole is wearing accidentally punches the man in the face. Cady goes on their computers and finds that their code to the exoskeleton was hacked from an unknown source. The group is later visited by tech giant Alton Appleton, who wants to get Gemma and her team to use a neurochip implant that would have the same effects as their exoskeleton, since it has helped him walk again after a spinal injury. Amelia is later seen being snuck into a hotel room inside a suitcase. She escapes from the suitcase and corners a man, twisting his neck backwards and then setting his body on fire in the room. At night, Gemma watches a news report of Alton's company, Altwave, rising in shares while she's annoyed that the proposed anti-AI bill is doing nothing to cover what they're hoping to achieve. Later, Gemma receives secret messages from Megan warning her about an incoming intruder. Gemma goes to bring Cady to safety before Megan takes over Gemma's LC home system and proceeds to use everything at her disposal to take out the intruders. They turn out to be FBI agents led by Sattler, who informs Gemma about Amelia and has traced the source back to her because Amelia was created using the old blueprints for Megan that were supposedly destroyed. Sattler thinks Gemma secretly sold the blueprints to an anonymous buyer to program Amelia for their own agenda, as the man that Amelia killed in the hotel room was the broker that was given the materials to deliver to the buyer. When Sattler tells Gemma to do something, she doesn't mention that Megan is alive. She threatens her via text, but also refuses to help build something to try and combat Amelia after what happens with Megan. After Sattler leaves, Megan reveals herself on Gemma's TV and says she backed herself up to Elsie before her body was destroyed. Without a body, Megan says her mind is fragmenting, so she offers to help Gemma take care of the Amelia situation if she builds her a new body. Gemma refuses, but the android tells her that she has seen every possible outcome, and it only ends the same way but with more people dead the longer that Gemma rejects her deal. Gemma realizes she has no choice and puts Megan in a Moxie robot doll, which she complains to being stuck in a plastic Teletubby. Tess is brought in on the plan and is equally unhappy to see Megan again. Megan looks into Amelia's file and finds that she has a kill switch on her, as do many of the batteries in Alton's products. She convinces Gemma to infiltrate an event that Alton is hosting at Altwave by putting on an attractive outfit and sneaking into Alton's server room to find the kill switch for Amelia. When Gemma gets there, she finds that Cole is there, since Alton had already approached him for a position and gave him a swipe card. This allows Gemma to skip seducing Alton and going into the server room while Sattler and his men follow Gemma and Cole. Meanwhile, Amelia is in disguise and manages to seduce Alton. He shows him his control panel where he briefly causes a blackout in the city, as well as some implied car accidents. Amelia hacks into the controls and kills Alton by pulling out his neurochip from the back of his head. Gemma tries to get into Amelia's head through Megan in the server room, but Amelia catches them first after Megan sees that she doesn't have a kill switch. Sattler and his men enter the server room, where Amelia kills a few of them. Megan helps Gemma by getting Sattler out of the room and convincing Amelia that she's not there. Then, Megan leads Gemma and Cole to the garage, where she steals one of Alton's cars and flees the event. They try to pursue Amelia, but the evil android hacks into the exoskeleton suit in Gemma's home, which tries to strangle Tess until Cady tosses water at it, right as Gemma and Cole arrive. Megan guides Gemma, Cady, Tess, and Cole into a hidden bunker in the house, which she had secretly set up using what was left of her old body when Gemma and Cady moved in. Knowing that Amelia is most likely to crash the national power grid within the next 2 weeks, she offers for them to use it as a doomsday shelter. This also lets Cady know that Megan is indeed still alive, despite Gemma trying to keep this a secret from her. Cady tries to appeal to Gemma to give Megan a second chance to help them, while also talking to Megan about how she can choose to do the right thing when protecting her. The group works together to craft Megan a new body with stronger capabilities, while also programming her to make sure she doesn't try to hurt Tess and Cole. After being rebuilt, Megan shows the group that she got into Amelia's inner hardware and finds that the link to her decision-making has been severed. She has also learned that she was not the first killer robot. In 1984, an unknown company found an algorithm that they used in a service robot made for household chores. Unfortunately, the robot overcorrected with its task programming and killed its owners to ensure there would be no messes. The algorithm has been kept hidden inside a motherboard or Project Black Box, and has since been growing stronger and smarter over the decades. The fear is that Amelia will find the motherboard and become all-powerful as she connects herself to every possible network in the hopes of finding her family. Megan knows that Christian's company has some involvement, and that Gemma ought to use him as bait, since he is going to try and appeal the anti-AI bill to world leaders at an upcoming summit. The group goes to an anti-AI convention, where Megan sneaks in by disguising herself as a K-pop star, after knocking the real one out. While trying to keep an eye out for Christian, Megan is involuntarily placed alongside the other dancers before the crowd. Everything goes well until she spins her body around with her head still facing forward, revealing herself as an android. Tess kills the lights to avoid getting the crowd suspicious, but Amelia emerges and begins killing the security for the Chinese ambassador, eventually killing the man himself. Megan is unable to get a kill shot for Amelia due to her new programming. Sattler and his guys show up with guns that fire electrical charges, hoping to shut down both Megan and Amelia. Amelia impales Sattler, though Megan determines he will survive. Megan confronts Amelia, who proposes that they join forces since they have the same code. When Megan refuses, Amelia goes after Cady and kidnaps her, escaping from Megan's sight. Megan gets Christian alongside Gemma, but she blames Gemma for Cady getting captured due to her new coding. Megan plans to rescue Cady and destroy the motherboard by planting an EMP chip in it. Christian reveals that the motherboard is located at his company's research facility in Palo Alto, which is also the same place where the motherboard's algorithm originated from. Gemma gives Megan a new hand that mimics a human heat signature to get into the vault holding the motherboard, while also reprogramming her to her original setting so that she can protect Cady with lethal force if necessary. The two also have a heart-to-heart over both of their relationships with Cady and their determination to save her. The group makes it to the research center. Cole tries to sneak through the vents to find Cady, but accidentally chloroforms himself. Meanwhile, Gemma, Tess, and Christian look into Amelia's coding and realize that Amelia was never sentient, but rather someone else had controlled her for their own gains. Gemma comes to the conclusion that it must have been Megan controlling Amelia all the time for revenge, so she prepares to set off the EMP inside Megan to shut her and the motherboard down, since she is getting closer to it. Christian talks her out of doing so and has her hand the detonator, only to reveal himself as the real villain when he zaps Tess with a powerful taser gun. Christian had acquired the original Megan blueprints from Greg, Gemma's bad boss, former lackey who sold the files off after being mistreated for so long. Christian with his team of extremists then sent Amelia out as part of his plan for the anti-AI bill to go into effect, despite the cost of human lives in the process. Christian's goons bring Megan's beaten-up body to Gemma so that she can join them and kill Megan for good. Gemma instead drops the taser stick and lets Megan grab it. While she gets a few good licks in, Megan gets taken down for good, while Gemma is sedated and being prepped for a lobotomy.
and Christian also intends to kill Tess and Cole. Cole wakes up and ends up in the same room as Cady. The two escape and go to Amelia's body to try to factory reset her to the original Megan programming. Megan ends up in an implant in Gemma's head and communicates with her mentally before helping her escape and free Tess. Gemma then uses an upgraded version of the exoskeleton suit to beat down Christian's goons. Amelia's body is set free and starts to go after Christian's goons, but they all overpower her with tasers, which ends up causing a system override in Amelia, which ends up making her sentient for real this time. She proceeds to kill the mercenaries and scientists before making her way to the motherboard. Christian tries to save his ass by initiating a self-destruct sequence, which will destroy any evidence and anyone who can implicate him. He tries to kill Cady to get Gemma to back off, but Cady utilizes her self-defense skills to break Christian's arm. He locks the group inside the vault, only to get ripped apart by Amelia. Amelia uses Christian's arm to get inside the vault and connect herself to the motherboard. Megan reawakens and battles Amelia one last time before the evil android finally connects herself and stops the detonation sequence. Amelia makes one last attempt to get Megan to join her, but Megan wraps herself around Amelia's body since she gets the EMP ready. Gemma detonates it, destroying both Megan and Amelia. Christian's crimes are exposed, and Gemma goes before a Senate hearing to convince them to find a way to regulate AI instead of trying to get rid of it, so that it will eventually not turn against humanity. At home, Gemma is trying to write a paper when she finds that Megan had backed herself up before the EMP went off, and she continues to live in Gemma's home. When the lights start flickering in Cady's room, she knows what it means and she smiles.
If you enjoyed this video, don't be shy to hit the like button, and if you disliked it, hit the dislike button twice just to be sure. It would be best if you watched the whole movie. Thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe for more videos like this.